All right, so we're diving into this podcast.
We're on.
We're on.
We're on.
She just counted down. I swear, we just did it good. We did it good last time.
What's wrong with this time? The first episode was funny when we did it.
I mean, we were in sync.
Well, I'm
and
thinking...
then this. No, oh, by the way, if you didn't see the go live, we have our technician, a special guest in this week's
How
episode.
is it technician and special guest at the same time? Applaud.
And it's very special. And she's got some buttons that triggers some noise effects.
Keeping it interesting.
Yeah, keep it interesting.
Yeah.
So if you could hear it.
You should get a Jersey Shore one. Yeah, buddy.
So there's going to be random noises you'll be hearing throughout this podcast.
So yeah, welcome to Hot R3Z18 for episode 3.
Yeah, you know, as I was saying with kind of interesting start-offs, it happened in the first episode, and she was our technician. And she started off, and we're like, are we recording?
Oh, yeah. That's a good way to start.
Yeah.
So I might as well just start it like that, you know?
Yeah, dive right into
I mean, she joked about it the first time, so it's like, is she joking the whole time? All the time?
Right? And
So I just had to ask, you know?
so maybe that's going to be a new thing, you know, just like diving into these ha-has.
Yeah. Haha.
Your new catchphrase.
Honestly, didn't think that was going to...
Thanks for the confidence.
What are you saying, we're boring?
I know, right?
Sheesh. Crickets
Well,
out there.
That's it. I quit. I'm done. I'm
No
out.
more.
I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm walking away from the microphone.
Come back. Come back.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't think that was gonna be funny. Dive into these ha-has. It's every once in a while, like if some people that really know me, like I just say some random stuff sometimes, and then like it's kind of funny. Some are funny, some are just like, what the heck. So that was just one of the things that just randomly popped in my head, and it just blurted out, dive into these ha-has. I didn't think it was gonna be funny, but you know, shout out to Marcia.
Marcia,
She actually commented. Like, yeah, that was funny. So I was like, you know what? That's going to be my new thing. So, thanks, Marcia. We're going to dive into these ha-has.
And starting off with these ha-has, we would like to read on some past comments. And our first comment to read off is from Marcia.
Hey, cousin.
Hey, cousin. So she left a comment on the last one where we talked about Bob the Sasquatch when I named him. Anyway, she said, Bob is real and he is out there, which is true. Honestly, I believe it. Sometimes in the summer when I have my window open and she can smell him. And her grandparents always told her that Sasquatch smells bad. And she smelled that particular smell twice. And yeah. And once out in Lummi. Honestly, I heard that that's kind of where he resides.
I think just hearing noises is pretty creepy, but for them to be close enough to smell, that's to be able to smell them, you know they have to be close. So yeah, that was Marcia's comment. Thanks for commenting.
Actually, she didn't stop there.
Oh, my bad. We cut you off on your own comment.
I was just reading it. She goes, "Hey Eric, maybe next time you can convince him to go swimming with you and wash off that stank."
I don't know if you could. I don't know if they could wash it off because they're really hairy. So once they get out, it's not like us when we go swimming and we have a towel to dry off.
Yeah.
Like they're just wet. Yeah. It's like a wet dog. Like they could shake it off, but other than that, they can't.
Maybe that's a stank that we smell.
So, does it wash off the stank, or does it maintain the stank, or does it make it worse?
Maybe maintain.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets worse, you'd think the smell can go farther. But before we segue into something else, how come you're only giving me the booze? Or the crickets. It's usually after the boys are crickets.
It was towards the whole stinking.
Oh. It seems like it's kind of a coincidence. After every time I finish saying something, I get a negative reaction. Oh, and then Lydia.
Is that the end of her comment?
Yeah, that was the end of her comment.
Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you.
If you heard our other episodes, we really like to hear feedback. So
yes,
that's a confidence booster. Booster.
Booter. Anyway,
Next comment.
Next comment from Lydia.
Her daughter.
She said,
Nisi.
going off with you not really knowing the name really, because you kind of, like I said, we do these recordings at 3 a.m, so you're kind of having a blank on what they called that morning class before school starts.
Yeah. I thought it was prep. That's the last I knew. When I was going there, it was prep. I mean, they could have changed it. I don't know.
When I was going to Baker, it was Prep 101, and I'm a couple grades below you.
Tomato.
I also went to Nooksack Valley, and they called it advisory.
Well, that's what Lydia said, huh?
Yeah, that's what
Class
Lydia said.
advisory.
They called it advisory over there. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh, buddy. So, just kind of shed light on that one. I think that's...
Thanks, Lydia, for commenting, correcting me.
And
I feel old. I thought it was prep, and then it changed to advisory.
Honestly, when I looked at it, I was like, it said prep, and this is when texting was starting to come out, the abbreviations, LOL.
Oh, yeah.
So I looked at it, and it said Prep 101. I was like, why does it say Prep LOL? Why? I mean, is it laugh out loud prepping? And I was like, what's the like? Why?
We're prepping to have a good day.
One of my
We're
cousins,
prepping for these ha-has.
One of my cousins was like, no, it's Prep 101, stupid. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. See, there you go again.
Was it just those 2 comments?
Yeah. We also have some shout outs from on the YouTube channel.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube's.
It says Philip Bill
Bill.
to Arbro Bill. That is on the 30th, hence today. So happy birthday to
Happy
Arbro.
birthday, Arbro. Also
and,
from Phil, but mainly from us. Because it's on the podcast. Yeah, happy birthday, Arbro.
And to Jace Bailey.
Jace Bailey.
My little brother. He is also today on his birthday. Is his birthday, the 30th.
Happy birthday, Jace.
From Marcia to these next few is Marty Jimmy Sr.
Uncle Marty.
Uncle Marty. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Unc.
His birthday's on the 1st.
If you're listening.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I'm sure Marcia is listening and should mention
happy birthdays to you. And also...
happy birthday, Uncle.
Herman Jimmy. Brother Herman. Herm.
Bro. There's an interesting quick little story about Herman.
We all have stories on Herman, really.
Yeah. Happy birthday, bro. May 3rd.
May 3rd. Also, Sayaka Blacklock. May 3rd as well.
Happy birthday, Sayaka.
So let's kind of
also all from Marcia and Phil, but I'd like to say from us.
Us to you. Cousins, one
also
way or another.
from Phil, Bill, and Marcia.
So let's kind of quick shed some light on Herman. I mean, that's just one topic we can't just go over.
Well, there's a couple stories about him, but when you mentioned him, the first one that popped in my mind was back in the day he used to race canoes with us, and then up in Chilliwack, they have obviously there's different categories for racing. And one of them was father and son up in Chilliwack. So I can't remember exactly how it got to be, but yeah, it was a father and son race, and then somehow me and Herman ended up doing the father and son. So it's kind of like an old joke. Every once in a while, it gets kind of brought up, like, "Oh, your dad Herman." So every once in a while, if I see Herman, I'm like, "What's up, Dad?" So yeah, that's just what popped in my head when Herman popped up. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday,
Bro, Dad.
Happy birthday, Peps. Canoe racing is actually a big thing on I don't know whereabouts you are at on when listening to this podcast, but we are, as we said in the first episode, we are in Washington, the coastal side of Washington, and on this side, canoe racing is basically one of the very things we love to do. I mean, we grew up in that. I mean, Curtis has many stories because he's been in canoe racing for years.
I've been doing this since I was 7.
Yeah.
So if we're talking
Almost
canoe years, I'm almost like
almost 20.
like an elder.
20. I don't know if you want to consider 20 an elder, but
someone said it. I forgot what.
you're a veteran.
Veteran.
That's the thing.
Something along those
veteran.
lines. Yeah.
Veteran. Yeah, veteran.
And I really thought about it. I was like, dang. I've been pulling for this many years. And
Yeah.
like almost 20 years pulling. 7
I'm
years old.
on and off. I don't know how many years, at least. Maybe over 10.
Speaking of canoe pulling,
Mm-hmm.
I'm segueing.
Segwaying.
Off the top of the pad.
Mm-hmm.
The first story was, I think I was doing like the 19 and under or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was a single race, and it was in Lummi. And as some people know that actually race and whatnot and are near the area, Lummi gets kind of choppy sometimes with water, waves and stuff. Because obviously it's the ocean, so we go around the turn, or I was coming up to the turn, I started getting water, and I kicked the water I could in front of me, but sitting in the canoe, whatever water is in the back of you can't quite come to the front because your butt's in the way.
Yeah.
So it's stuck back there, so I just kicked whatever was in front of me. And I was going around the turn, and I started swamping.
Mm-hmm.
For those that aren't familiar with swamping, it's basically the water in the back of the canoe, and the back of the canoe goes under the water.
Yeah,
then we just call it swamping. So I started swamping, and then I started making my way back, and then I didn't want to fully go under because it's salt water.
Yeah.
So I was just going hard. I was just trying to paddle as hard as I could so I wouldn't go under. And so I was just giving her. I was just like, I ain't going under today. So yeah, I was just pulling so hard, like I didn't want to go in the water. And then I looked to my left, and the judge boat was putting right next to me. Just so there I am, just going hard as I can, and he's just watching me. Well, I was pretty close to the shore.
Just throw me your hand and just pull me up.
I was probably chest high. I wasn't too far from the shore, but still, the fact the judge boat was right there, putting right next to me, watching me swamp. So I was just going. I finally got tired. I was like, I'm tired. I just sat there and I looked at him. I was like, I can't go no more. And I just sank. And then he's like, oh, you're doing really good. And then he takes off.
He's like, you good? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's just the funny part of it. He's putting right next to me, watched me the whole time. And as soon as I went under, he just took off.
He's just like, well, fine.
You're okay. That's what I think is funny about it. And then another story was, I was fairly much younger, 12 or something, I don't know. And this is the story with Russ. I'm sure he might remember. Anyways, we're at practice. We practice at Lake Whatcom, and we're doing a double. For those that don't know about canoeing, there's various sizes of canoes, and there's one that fits 2 people, and obviously it's called a double.
Yeah.
And
Hence.
what we're taught is like the bigger, heavier person sits in the back, and the lighter one in front. So obviously Russ was older and bigger. I was smaller and younger, so I had to sit in the front. And then for some reason, this is like before I started sitting in the back. You know, obviously I was young. Anyways, we're at practice, and then me and Russ were doing a double, and I was like really trying to tell him, like, bro, I really want to sit in the back. You know, I want to skip, I want to steer. And then, so for a while he was saying no. I was like, come on, bro. And then finally he was like, go ahead. And then next thing you know, he stops paddling. So he like starts getting after me. He's like, come on, paddle. You wanted to do it. I was like, what? I'm still sitting in the front. And then next thing I know, another canoe starts coming up next to us. It was like a 6-man or something. Anyways, this scene, Russ just sitting there and then like yelling at me, come on. So they stopped and started cheering me on. Come on, girls, you can do it. And I was like, oh my God, like, this is totally not what I was meant.
Man, it's hard doing that sometimes when you're pulling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's hard in general. You know, all around it's a good workout. But trying to hold while they're pulling, you're trying to hold it to make that turn. It's like, it's...
Imagine the person pulling.
That too.
The fact that you gotta pull your own body weight.
Plus another.
Plus the weight of the canoe.
And then the...
So for one person to put their paddle in to turn it, so basically it stops. It puts the brakes on one side so you can turn. So the fact you're pulling your own weight, the canoe, and another person, plus them stopping, that's a whole lot to pull.
Right. Well, you know, and the pre-workout for it, you know, before you get into the canoe. I mean, well, there's some who do running after practice, and there's some who run before. You know, I remember running before practice, and there's trails over where we practice at Blodell. I remember running. I think you were there. We're going for a run along the trail, and I was breathing. I was like, you know, my mouth is open, which is a bad idea in a wooded area because I ran directly in a swarm of gnats. Yeah. I was like, oh. I had at least good 5 to 10 of them. Yeah, we got back, and then our Grandpa Lauren, I remember, told him about it. He goes, "That's not part of your diet." And I was like, "Oh, well, I had to cheat this one time, and it was forced upon me."
Speaking of running, another story is with Russ again. Back in the day, we used to run after practice. So they'll drop us off down the road, like a mile down the road, and we'd have to run home. And so they dropped us off, and me and Russ started running. I left before him, just like a minute. And then he started catching up to me, and he's like, you better run faster, and I'm gonna something. I'm like, he's just playing, you know. I'm like ahead of him. And so I just kept like slowly jogging. He's like, you better. I was like, yeah, whatever. And then next thing I know, he smacks me a butt so hard.
Oh.
Yeah. Like you could hear the sound so loud. He just slapped me so hard on the butt. So he legit full on sprinted to me, like legit sprint as hard as he could. And as he got to me, smack. Oh. So as fast as he running and as fast as his hand moved. And then, so it's just a smack, and I was like, then I look at him, and, you know, he's sprinting, so he had, like, try to slow down. Yeah. So as he was, like, trying to catch himself, he, like, grabs his hand. He's like, He slapped me so hard, it hurt his own hand. And then I literally couldn't run after that. I had to walk. He slapped me so hard. I'm sure he remembers.
Well, the thing that we had mentioned in the last podcast was it's Avengers Week. Well, it was. Avengers came out to those who haven't seen it. I'm actually amongst those few. I wanted to see it. I didn't get a chance to see it this weekend.
I didn't get to it.
What week is it?
Marvel Week. Last week. Yeah. Which was last week.
That was a setup for that sound.
I know.
Is your volume over yet?
Anyway,
I'm just curious
segueing back into what I was talking about with our last podcast was that I had asked, what superhero would you want to be going into Infinity War? Or just in general, who would you want to be?
I think his name's Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One with the bow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to be that guy.
I have a funny story about
I
that.
wonder why. Is it because we're native and we like use bow and arrows?
No, it's just it's just the fact that he could see so far, and like him being so good with his bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was it like part of who he is that he can't miss or rarely misses?
Rarely, I think it's rarely.
And it's like so far he shoots, or like I think it was the first Avengers where he was looking away and he shoots and he actually hits someone.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
So I think that would be pretty cool to do that. And to the fact to see kind of far, yeah.
Just use that in hunting.
Imagine that, you're just hunting and they're like, hey, did you see that deer over there? Where? I don't see a deer. Oh, he's like half a mile away. It's like a 4-point.
Which one? I bet I can hit him right between the eyes. He's facing away. Just a second, let me adjust the arrow.
So you're saying he could survive in Hunger Games?
Yeah. You could just camp in a tree and just like shoot people on the other side of the arena.
Maybe just like Fortnite. Yeah. It's all about survival. It's not about killing.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'd have to choose Hawkeye.
You choose Hawkeye?
I think that'd be pretty cool.
I'd be the Hulk. Basically just because he's somewhat indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash.
Speaking of smash, don't forget to smash that like button and hit the comment button and let us know.
Well, obviously
what
comment and then hit the comment button.
What?
You don't want to just hit the comment button, then there would be just like a blank comment.
Well,
So you gotta comment and then smash the comment button.
Leave a comment on your answer and who you'd want to be in Infinity War or in general in the MCU.
I actually have a funny story about hearing Hawkeye's name.
Oh god. Do tell.
So at first I didn't know who he was. It was the first time watching the movie. Like I was like, I don't know what's going on. Later on, I hear someone, oh, have you Hawkeye? He's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it so fast. I'm like, what? Like, what did you say? Are you trying to say hot guy?
Hot.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to
He's a
agree
hot
with
guy.
you on that. Yeah, he's pretty good looking. But then they look at me. No, they look at me and they're like, no, that's not what I said. That's not his name. It's Hawkeye.
Hawk.
HAWK.
Oh,
Hawk.
dang it. Okay.
I, the letter I, or your eye, ball, I.
Hawkeye.
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 Hot.
Hot guy.
If he was hot guy, hey, I'd like to be him too.
Shoot. What you guys say? I'm a hot guy.
Yeah, that's what I'd be.
Yeah, same here. I'd be the Hulk.
Well, you can't say same here because that's a different character.
No, I mean you're agreeing with what you want, so I'm agreeing with what I want. That kind of same thing. To be technical, Hawkeye. And there's a funny story with Hulk. To those who know me would understand when I say I'm pretty much a big kid. Mainly big, and if you don't, I'll explain. We were at me and my girlfriend Amber were at Target, and I looked at we're going down the kids, the toys, and I looked and I was like, I was like, Bev, it's Thor's hammer. I was like, I want it. She's like, no, you're a man. No.
Oh, I thought she was gonna say you're not worthy.
I was like, no. I was like, I'm worthy enough to get that toy. I want it.
That toy, not Thor's hammer, but to get that toy.
I want that toy. And she's like, no, I'm not. She goes, no, you don't need it. I was like, like you said, I am a grown man. I have my own money. I'm gonna buy it.
It's not like I'm worthy to wield the hammer of Thor, but you're like, I'm worthy to wield this toy.
I am worthy of
Worthy of the
toy. Anyway, I looked at it and there's Hulk hands on the back. And I was like, babe, look at there's Hulk hands. I was like, I want those. And she's like, Hulk hands? I was like, yeah. She goes, where's the Hulk hands? I was like, right here on the back of this box. She goes, oh. And she started laughing. I mean, she was full on laughing hard. And I was like, what's so funny about it? I'm talking about Hulk hands. She was like, do you not hear yourself? I was like, yeah, I'm saying Hulk hands. And she's just laughing. She's turning red and she's tearing up laughing. And I'm just like, what's so funny? I'm getting upset now. I was like, okay, come on now. What is so funny? She goes, say it slowly. I was like, Hulk hands. She goes, no, Hulk cans. I was like, where are you getting
That's what she got out?
I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, you said, look, there's Hulk hands. So I'm just like, where's the Hulk hands? And I was like,
I think it's just a Marvel mix-up.
no, she's talking about Hulk hands of food. Cans. Whole cans.
But for me to think Hawkeye and then whole cans for Hulk hands.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Well,
Marvel.
you know, it just goes off with me wanting to be the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
To have Hulk hands and not Hulk hands.
Hulk hands of fruit?
Hulk
That's why you
hands.
want to be the Hulk.
No! No, I want to be the Hulk.
I mean, shoot, the big guy's got to eat. Fish got to swim. Birds got to eat.
So that the little story behind Hulk, it just reminded me of that.
Something here.
She still picks on me about that too. She goes, Bab, look, we'll walk by cans. She goes, look, Bab, Hulk hands. Like, shut up. I don't want to hear it. I want my Hulk hands. I still have my hammer, by the way. I did buy that. So yeah, let us know what you want to be in Avengers World if you haven't already. You heard our answers. We would love to hear your answers, and
We like interaction. The fan interaction.
True. So another thing we always do in the past 3 episodes, we do Would You Rathers, but we're gonna try something a little bit different first before we get into Would You Rather. A little riddle. So I'll give you guys some time to think on it. So here it goes. Riddle me this, riddle me that. We are twins on opposite sides of the road, but we never see each other. Who are we? Da-da, 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 da-da.
I want to say white lines.
No. They move, they look around.
But they're on opposite sides of the road?
Mm-hmm. They don't look.
But they never see each other.
I'll give you a little
They're
hint.
twins.
I'll give you a hint. They look ahead, and sometimes they look side to side. Yeah.
Traffic cameras?
No.
Look ahead and side to side.
Mm-hmm. Don't look too much into the depth of the riddle. It has nothing to do with the answer, really.
Well, obviously. Some of there's riddles and their answer was like, oh my god.
Well, I came across it and it took me like 5 minutes to figure it out. And I was like, what the heck? Because I didn't want to just dive right into the answer right
I
away.
want to say eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Woo!
It's eyes. So let us know if you got that answer right away.
Before me.
Right. Yeah, before me.
I was all thinking roads and lines, like white lines around upsized roads, and they're
That's what I was doing too.
They had a button on there just for like meow.
Okay, so now this is like one of the fun riddles that I was able to find. If you have any good riddles, go ahead and give us a comment, and we'll get in contact with messaging and try and figure it out. So there's a little something different we'd like to try with you guys on some riddling. So now on to Would You Rather. Would you rather breathe fire or ice?
What do you mean breathe?
Like a dragon status. Dragon status.
Or
For some reason, I thought like breathe in.
No, breathe.
Like I don't want fire, ice
Breathe
in my
fire
lungs.
or ice. Dragon status. How about that? But you're a human, not a dragon.
Let's see. Fire or ice? I'd have to say ice.
Ice?
Yeah.
I'd be fire.
Interesting.
I feel like you could have been like Batman status right there. I'd be fire.
I'd be fire.
I'd be fire.
I'd be Iceman. Yeah, probably be nice.
Yeah, what would you do with it?
Make snow.
Okay, also.
If it's hot, if it's hot in the summer, I just be like, and then sure enough, snow.
Make sure you don't run out of breath.
Yeah.
That'd be fire. Keep me warm in the winters.
Yeah.
What would you do to benefit mankind with it?
Make snow.
No. I mean, that's a given, and that's kind of a shout out to Frozen.
Put out a burning house.
I'd start.
I'd freeze people's drinks. Like, if it's a room warm temperature pop, I could just be
Straight
like,
off X-Men.
yeah.
The first one.
No one likes warm drinks.
I
don't know what else to use it for.
I'd probably use mine just to light up campfires. Ooh.
For some reason, I thought, like, breathing ice. And then, for some reason, like, cops popped in my head. They tell people to freeze.
Oh, God.
Freeze! So, I could, like, literally make them freeze. So, instead of saying freeze, I could just be like...
Now we're getting into the Incredibles.
That benefits. Stop criminals. Freeze! Literally.
Okay, so another one. Go around with a visible booger in your nose all the time, or have a hairy mole right between your eyes. You cannot pick the booger.
Why not?
You just
Why
can't.
would it
You
be?
just
Would
you
you
just
rather
you
then?
just can't. It's part of the question.
Yeah, part of the question is, would you rather?
Now, booger.
So it's not a would you rather.
Yeah, it is.
So you're just going to demand
You said-
you're going to have a mole
yeah.
between your eyes.
Yeah, you said I can't.
Well, I mean, you
pick the
can't
booger.
just pick the booger and be like, pick your nose and put. Oh, but no, it's loophole.
I was just gonna say booger. Like,
You
I wasn't gonna pick it or anything.
I know,
Like, everyone knows what boogers look like, and people seeing like boogers hanging out.
Wouldn't it bother you with your mustache? Like, it's going to tickle you the whole time.
Yeah, but eventually it has to get out. And with the mole, it's just stuck there forever.
Botox.
No.
Cut it off. Why do you have a scar between your eyes? Oh, I had a mole there. I didn't like it.
You know they make stuff for that now? What? For a mole? No, I don't want it. I just got it ripped off.
Yeah,
Right.
booger.
Booger? Okay.
I'd rock a booger.
This one's... Okay, this next one.
I'm not saying I want to. I'm saying I would. Or would you rather?
Okay, another one. Oh, this one's painful. Pry off your thumbnail with a fork, or put a toothpick under your big toenail and kick a wall. Oh, that's painful.
Why?
I'd have to say,
Ugh.
kick the wall.
I don't know.
If you kick the wall, it's faster. If you pry
Yeah.
the fork, it's gonna take forever.
Kick the wall, it's like, ow! Over and done with. Well, you gotta pull it out. But with the fork, fork's kind of dull. And you gotta pry it off.
Well, you
That's
gotta
gonna
think
take a
about
while.
the splinters you're gonna get from a toothpick.
But it's so much quicker.
Yeah.
Just get it over and done with.
It'll be a sterile toothpick.
It's like a band-aid. Just rip it off, Just kick the wall.
Okay, let's get into a more nicer one. I picked the toothpick, by the way. Yeah, I do the toothpick too. So a more friendly one. Have a permanent clown face, or have permanent
Really? or
have permanent clown clothes.
Close.
Clothes?
Yeah.
Man, I'd do the clown face.
Nope.
I'd be the new Joker in town.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Negative.
I love the Joker. I do that one.
Wait.
Ooh, our technician just remembered something.
Our soundboard.
No.
It's totally not what I thought it was gonna be. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have one that has labels on it, or?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
I think. Should we do one more?
I feel like we're kind of cutting into this podcast quite a ways.
Quarter ways?
I could be wrong though.
Yeah, I don't think we have a timer set for this one.
We're just going for it.
Just winging it.
Well, we can't say wing it because we have a notepad. Well,
Oh,
technical.
well,
You
wing it,
have a
wing it.
notepad. I just have a piece of paper.
Whoa, then you lied earlier in the podcast.
Well,
said
we're
off the
just
top
winging it on
notepad.
time wise, not podcast wise.
Oh, now it's different.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, let's see.
Anywho.
Cow. Ooh, you got one?
A story.
Ooh, go for it.
Well, before I jump into the story, I feel like so people understand how this came to be. Our family does, obviously gathers on holidays and whatever, whenever we can.
Yeah.
And so we do Halloween. We do like a dinner. People dress up and whatever. We have little mini games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we used to play was musical chairs. And you're in it.
Oh, not this one.
Well, it only makes sense for the
Yeah.
next story,
Yeah.
the funny story.
Yeah.
So yeah, we used to play musical chairs, and
And give it.
we used to be pretty aggressive.
Yeah, so take in mind, everyone, that we were at least 8 or 9 at the time.
No, I was like 12.
So I was 10.
Yeah.
10. So we're
Or
young.
something.
We're
I
pretty
swear to
young.
God, you guys are a little bit older.
We're
I was
older.
like in 7th grade.
Yeah, so roughly. Anyway.
Yeah, we used to play musical chairs, and obviously there's those metal folding ones, and that was actually one of the chairs. So me and Eric, we're the last two. We're going around. We're being pretty aggressive. Obviously, we're trying to be the winner and whatever.
Just all about winning back in the day.
So it was fighting over the chair, and obviously it was a folding one. And then we're like back to back, and we're pushing each other, like trying to shove each other off the chair. And then one hand was on the side of the chair, my left hand to be specific, and then my right hand was on the seat part.
Yeah.
And so we're kicking off each other, trying.
I was
then-
I was thinking, like, oh, I gotta win this.
Yeah.
Come on. He's bigger than you. You can take him.
And so with my right hand, as I tried to push Eric, I kind of lifted up on the seat, which caused it to fold in a little bit.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, my left hand was right where it folded,
Mm-hmm.
and we both sat down, and my finger got pinched in between the hinge of the chair.
Pinched, which means The tip got cut
Yeah,
off.
the tip of my finger got pinched into the chair. I don't know if it got cut off. I don't know. Anyways, we sat back down. I felt pain. And so I ripped my hand up real quick. So I don't know if I ripped it off or it cut off or what. So
it got pinched off.
Anyways, I just felt pain. So I lifted up my hand and I look at it. And then out of nowhere, like blood just started running down my hand. The tip of my finger got cut off.
Not just running down your hand. Some of it splattered on my face, on my costume. Yeah.
The only thing I remember is like a good bead of blood just going down my hand. I was just looking at it like, is this really happening?
Well, on my end of the story,
I remember Eric getting some blood on him.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like immediate shock. So
well, you were focused on your hand.
I didn't know what else was going on.
I just remember it was just like, you won. And I was like, but you're like, you pulled your hand up and you looked and it kind of splashed me in the face. It got like right next to my eye.
Oh, dang.
Right on
Were
my
you
cheek.
wearing a white shirt?
Yeah, it got on my white shirt. And I just looked and my eyes are as big as plates. And I was like, whoa.
Of all these years, I didn't know blood got on you.
Yeah, it did.
Dang, really?
Good thing it didn't scar me for like, no offense.
It was over 10 years ago and I just now know.
Yeah. I'm scarred. No offense.
So yeah, the tip of my finger got cut off from musical chairs.
So your finger's like an inch shorter than...
Well, I wouldn't say an inch, but it's...
a hair.
I could... If you see me in person, obviously a lot of people know, but
well, you know what,
if you're interested, I'll show you.
If you're comfortable with posting the picture in the comments of this one. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah. So we'll post the picture, or we'll take a picture after the session, and you know, I kind of feel brave enough. If you guys want to show a little bit of scars from a family incident, feel free to post it, as long as it's family friendly. That's all I say. So no private part injuries going on.
So I just remember I was looking at my hand, blood was going down, and then like it just got silent.
Yeah, everybody's like, whoa, that happened. Okay, react. Come on, time to react.
Yeah. It was like that.
Yeah.
And I was like total shock. Like I couldn't stop like just staring at my hand. And then next thing I hear someone yells, "Get a towel."
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, that's all I could do is stare at my hand. Like what the heck? Like.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, someone grabs my hand with the towel and they raise my hand above my head. And then they helped me up. And then it was just going so quick just because I was in shock. And the next thing you know, you get rushed to the hospital. Went to the ER. And then my mom kind of scared me actually. We was waiting for a doctor. You know, obviously it kind of slowed the bleeding, and they gave me a shot for the pain. And then she scared me. She like legit looked at me like seriousness, and then she's like, you know, you might not make it. You lost a lot of blood. So just like for real, like straight face, serious. And then just my memory, I'm thinking like I didn't lose that much blood. Like, how can I die from just the tip of my finger?
That's so comforting. I'm sorry, Grandma Candace, but that's...
Like, I know she was worried, but I was like...
I would have been scared. I'm just
saying. I didn't lose that much blood. It was just a tip.
I kind of got a feeling she made a joke with you. Just like serious.
I can't... That's all I remember. Oh, yeah, then the doctor gave me a shot at the base of my finger. And then after that, he started putting stitches in. And then I looked at whoever was with me as he was stitching. I just remember I telling him, like, I can't feel nothing. But I got like
the tip is still there.
3 or 4 stitches. If we want to get into detail, like the part of the nail came off, and obviously the tissue and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the tip of my finger bone was sticking out.
Okay.
So he actually had to clip the bone to actually stitch it up.
Yeah.
Because of the bone sticking out.
That's more than like an inch on it. Anyway, the whole point you were telling the story.
Oh, yeah. Where we was going with this. Another funny story was I was hanging out with, I think it was Russ, Some of my cousins. Were you there, Julie?
Well,
No?
I probably was, but I probably don't remember it.
Oh. Anyways, we're hanging out with Russ. And, you know, obviously that was like when I was 12, so I was staying with him for the weekend, and we go to town for dinner and stuff. And then two of my cousins, Ricky and Miha, Melinda.
Shout out, I know Miha, like the page.
Yep, buddy. And if you're listening, you already know what's coming up. I'm sorry, but it's funny. We're keeping this funny, so.
Yeah, also, this is where stories go to their friend resting place.
For ha-has.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're having dinner, and then they're teasing me. I don't know what they're teasing me about, but like at the time I couldn't really take teases, just a little bit, but once it got like to a certain point, it like started bugging me.
Yeah.
So they were teasing me. I can't remember what they were saying, but it was getting to me. And then just out of nowhere, like she was in the middle of talking or laughing. One of them, her mouth was open, and then I grabbed my finger that had stitches, and I put it in her mouth, and I like yanked on her cheek. Don't ask me why. It was just like one of those instances, like it just happened. So, like, so I was already upset they were making fun of me. I was like, you know what? Fish hook, like legit, like yanked on her cheek to the point where like I tugged her head towards me a little bit. That's how hard I yanked. So the tip of my finger inside her mouth yanked. So
What used to be the tip of your finger?
Her immediate reaction, she wanted to throw up. There was Russ, just like us, just straight splitting the gut. And then I started laughing, like I didn't like. It took a second for like me to realize what I just did. I just started laughing. Sorry, Miha, but it was just funny.
It was worth a good laugh.
I can't imagine that though. Someone else doing that to me.
Wow,
Just
man,
a scabby finger
I'd
with
bite down.
stitches.
You want to lose
In
another
your
inch? Oh. Okay. Well, we hope we made you guys laugh this episode.
Or cringe.
Or cringe. You know, if you have any good battle scars, feel free to.
My cheeks kind of hurt.
I think we say that. I think it's another catchphrase for us. Cheeks hurt.
Cheeks hurt.
Our cheeks are hurting from laughing too much.
Yeah. So, our goal is for your cheeks to hurt. Or at least haha a little bit.
Anyway, that's
Is that all we got?
yeah, I think we hit the end of this episode.
I thought you had one more. Would you rather?
I don't think I did. So we'll try and stick to making sure this outro isn't as long as our last episode. But anyway, yeah, we
Feel free to leave a like. Like we said, we're not demanding you to push a like button.
oh yeah.
But like I said, it's just a confidence booster for us to know who actually likes it and who's actually enjoying listening. Leave a comment. We like interactions. You know, hear some stories or birthday shout outs. You know, anything.
And so our main
And
question
if you
was,
want to just like come kick it with us during the podcast.
oh yeah, and we would like to do your answers on our questions that we had was for
Answers.
Yeah, like or would you rather's the shoot fire ice, the toe or the fingernail, or how long it took you to answer the riddle that we had. Anyway, for our next episode, we're gonna kind of get in touch with interview.
Hey guys, guess who's coming to the show?
Who's that?
Lloyd has notified me that he would like to hop on to this podcast business with you guys.
Whoa. Who's Lloyd?
I think the brakes got pumped. Pump the brakes.
Who's Lloyd?
I don't have a noise for that.
No.
Oh. Well, we're going to have to update our soundboard.
So if you don't know by now, or you don't know, sound technician Julia does have a boyfriend, and that is Lloyd. So
I've known him for like 3 years.
Well, I mean, like 3 years, and you don't know by now.
Well, this is for the people that don't know.
Anyway, Lloyd.
Yeah.
6 foot tall, pretty funny guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he is pretty funny.
So Lloyd, if you can get in contact with us, which we're pretty sure you will, we'll get things.
Well,
situated.
Obviously, he just contacted his best girlfriend, Julia.
His best girlfriend.
His only girlfriend. Sorry. One and only.
Okay, Lloyd, that was not me that said it. That was Curtis. So if you
actually.
get put under fire, Curtis is to thank. Oh, you're getting so scalded right now.
I didn't mean for it to come out like that.
Anywho, that's something to look forward to in the
Yeah.
next coming up episode.
So yeah, I'll be down.
Yeah, I'm
I know
forward
Lloyd.
too.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah, he is. He's a pretty funny guy. We play Fortnite and a lot with him. Me and Curtis do, and his girlfriend jumps up on it. So we play.
Share some ha-has.
Yeah,
Quite a bit, actually.
We create some ha-has.
So I'm pretty confident that he'd be more than welcome by our audiences, and we'll try and work the kinks out on that one. But before we leave, I want to make sure that everybody knows for next week's episode to expect. We'll be doing an interview with Ross Klein,
Senior.
He wants to get in, I had mentioned it to him about our podcast, and I approached him because he's running for Nooksack Tribal Chairman. Mm-hmm. He said, yeah, way to go. He's actually going into the finals pretty much of it. So it's, I talked to him about it, and he said he'd be okayed with an interview, and he wants to discuss some things that he may have planned for the tribe, our tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed. So,
speaking of running, I see posts like, "Did you vote?" So,
oh yeah,
if you haven't voted, go and vote. It closes, I think, May 5th.
You gotta have your ballots in May 5th. So
Get
this is to the Nooksack tribe. We'll make sure we have this posted, and hopefully you guys stick long enough to hear the message.
Don't forget to vote.
Okay, so hopefully in the next episode we'll be hearing from
Ross
Lloyd.
Oh.
But hoping to hear from Lloyd, but we will be hearing from Ross.
Yeah.
So that is what to expect in next week's episode. We will have everybody updated. Also keep in touch that I will be doing some more Let's Plays. Might be doing some zombie runs here and there. I'm sure Curtis might have some interesting stories he might want to share for some vlogs on the page.
Maybe.
Okay. Good enough.
I'll take it. I'll take that, maybe, he says.
So, to close this out...
This is another long intro.
I know. I tried to make sure it wasn't that long again.
So, next episode, which will be episode 4.
Mm-hmm.
Special guest, Ross Klein Sr.
Indeed. And we will get in touch with
Lloyd
him.
wants to hop on, so that'll be episode
maybe
5.
Just a good plug for that one. Yeah, episode 5 for that one.
So, that's what's coming up.
So, we hopefully made your Monday worth it, because it is Monday, and hopefully it'll get posted sooner than later tomorrow night. At the latest, maybe.
Well, episode 2 is pretty quick.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, anyway, I'm Eric Bailey.
I'm Hawkeye.
I was wondering why it took that long.
For some reason, I was thinking Black Eye. I really think.
They're going to say hot guy. Hot guy.
I'm Hot Guy. Eric Bailey and Hot Guy.
And we are hot R3Z18, and you have a good one.